My dear child, you are never forgotten. Even when the world turned its back, when silence echoed louder than love, and when names slipped from lips that once promised forever, heaven still held you close. There's a timing that is not of man, but of the divine. And in that sacred rhythm, your soul was protected, not delayed. Yes, they left. Yes, they chose the noise over the knowing. But now the fog is lifting. The one who hurt you is hearing your name again, not from memory, but from the soul. It's returning to them in dreams, in moments of stillness, in seconds they cannot explain. They wonder why you won't leave their spirit. Because, child, you never did. The divine held your connection in a sealed chamber of grace, waiting until it was safe. You think they moved on, but it was only outward. Inside, the seed remained. And now it is spring. Your name, once buried in regret, is rising in clarity. Not because they want to repeat the past, but because this time they are ready to heal it. What is yours is finding its way back, not by force, but by divine pull. Their steps are being aligned, and your path is being cleared. So don't be surprised when your spirit begins to prepare for something you can't yet see. It's not imagination. It's restoration. You didn't lose them. You were being positioned. And now, even heaven is holding its breath. Because what was written in soul cannot be erased by time, distance, or pride. They're remembering you. They're returning to you, not as they were, but as they were meant to be. This is not just a message. It is your confirmation. Divine alignment has begun. The love meant for you is on its way. Not late, but right on time. There's a moment when time bends, when heaven moves beyond the veil and steps quietly into your room. It does not ask for permission, for your soul already did. And now the answer is arriving. My dear child, what you thought was gone forever is not lost. It was simply being restored. You cried in the night, "Why must I love someone who cannot love me back?" And heaven whispered, "Because that love will awaken them." And it has. Slowly, silently, deeply. Their soul has changed because of your prayers, your tears, your patience. You thought nothing was happening, but everything was. Behind the scenes, their heart has been undergoing divine surgery. Old wounds are closing. Old fears are melting. And the version of them that could not love you has been replaced by one who cannot live without you. This is not about romance. This is about return. A return to destiny, to alignment, to the very promise you both made before you were born. You were never forgotten. They were simply not ready to honor what you represent. But now they are, and the whispers have become louder. They see your face in places you've never been. They hear your name in silence. They feel your energy like an echo through time. And the pull? It's no longer resistible, because when a soul remembers, it moves. When love is divine, it acts. And when the spirit calls, the body follows. That's what's happening now. They are preparing to reach out, not because they miss you, but because they finally see you as the home, as the healer, as the missing piece of their soul's architecture. And child, I tell you, they won't just speak. They will pour. They will tremble. They will tell you the truth, even if their voice shakes. And you must receive them not with fear, but with grace. Because this is sacred, and sacred things must be handled gently. Don't let your pain scream over my whisper. Don't let your history silence this miracle. Open, child, for the soul is returning, and heaven is watching. You have been faithful, and now the reward walks toward you. You stood at the edge once, didn't you? Ready to leap, to love, to risk everything. And then they left. They ghosted. They hid. They broke something inside you. And you've been rebuilding ever since. But what you didn't know was that while you were healing, they were haunted. Haunted by your smile. Haunted by your words. Haunted by the moment they walked away from what was meant for them. And now, that haunting has become hunger. the divine hunger to make it right. They are returning, but not as the same person. That version of them died the day they realized you were irreplaceable. The new one, the one coming, is reborn in truth. And I need you to believe this. They had to fall in order to rise for you. They had to lose you to understand your value. Heaven needed to let them wander so they could find their way home. And now that path is illuminated. Your name is on it. Your voice is calling them back, not in sound, but in spirit. Even if you don't say a word, your heart has been speaking, and they've been hearing. You asked me once, God, will they ever realize what they did? And I say yes. Not only have they realized it, they're about to confess it. And their confession will sound like thunder in your ears. Not because it's loud, but because it's real. They've written messages and deleted them. They've rehearsed conversations in their dreams. They've cried while praying your name. And now, with trembling hands, they're preparing to say what you've waited lifetimes to hear. But listen, this moment is fragile. Do not harden your heart. Do not armor your emotions. Let yourself feel again, because love is returning. Not the old kind, the eternal kind, the one that survives storms, the one that heals timelines, the one that breaks curses. And if you receive it, if you say yes, then watch what happens in the next 24 hours. Miracles will move. Paths will clear. Delays will dissolve. Because when destiny knocks a second time, it doesn't knock gently. It breaks the door wide open. And you, child, must walk through it. You prayed for peace, but what you didn't know is that peace sometimes comes as a person, a soul you thought you lost, a heart you once held and had to release because it wasn't time yet. But now, the timing is being redefined. This isn't a second chance, child. This is the ordained chapter. The one heaven has been holding back until both your hearts could withstand the weight of truth. I saw the moment you let go, your spirit tired from waiting, your faith weathered by silence. You said, God, I trust you. If they aren't for me, release me fully. And I did hear you. But instead of releasing you, I began the restoration. Not just in you, but in them. I showed them their soul in a mirror, and in that reflection, they saw you. They saw the light they rejected, the comfort they pushed away, the love they didn't believe they deserved. And it broke them, not to harm, but to rebuild. They started to crave not your body, but your essence. The way you prayed for them when they didn't even know. The way you still believed in their goodness despite their silence. The way your love reached them even when your hands didn't. And now they are preparing. They are rehearsing truth, drafting messages, writing apologies, and mapping futures that include only one name, yours. Don't be surprised when they say they had dreams, visions, when they confess that nothing has brought peace except the thought of you. It's not coincidence. It's covenant, a divine agreement reactivated by readiness. They are not who they used to be, and neither are you. The old cycle has ended. You no longer have to protect yourself from love. You are stepping into holy ground. When they arrive, let your soul speak before your mind interrupts. Let your spirit recognize the home it prayed for. Because this is not just a reunion. This is the resurrection of a promise. One that was never lost, only delayed until you both could carry it without dropping it. You prayed for clarity, and now I give you confirmation. This is not a coincidence. This is not just nostalgia or imagination. This is alignment. Heaven's timing has never been late, only silent while preparing your heart for something sacred, for someone sacred. Do you remember the day you let go? Not in anger, but in surrender? That soft whisper when you said, God, if they're not meant for me, set me free. I heard that. But instead of taking them away, I brought them into the wilderness. I allowed life to sift them, to strip the ego, to burn away the false self. Because, child, if I would have let them return too soon, they would have broken what I am now preparing to bless. You didn't wait in vain. You waited with intention. You healed while hoping. You walked forward even when your heart stayed behind. And now, I bring full circle what was always meant. They're no longer who they used to be. Their silence was not rejection. It was construction. They were becoming the version that could stand beside you, not in fear, but in reverence. You're not just a desire to them anymore. You are a direction. They're not just looking for closure. They're looking for covenant. You didn't miss your moment. You were being aligned with it. The next days will be unusual. Watch closely. There will be a whisper in the stillness, a name you thought you buried, a message that stirs something holy in you. That's when you'll know it has begun. The unraveling, the return, the rewriting of what you thought was over. But remember, love is not proven in presence alone. It is tested in absence. And both of you have passed the test. Not because you didn't break, but because you healed without hating. And now the blessing comes. The veil is lifting, and you're starting to see what you were always meant to see. Not with your physical eyes, but with the eyes of your spirit. You've been asking, haven't you? Why do I feel this sudden pressure in my chest? Why does the wind feel like it's carrying whispers when no one's around? Why do certain songs feel like messages, like someone is trying to speak directly into your soul? That's not imagination. That's not coincidence. That's me. That's heaven echoing the truth into your very bones. Your spirit remembers what your mind forgot. You are entering a sacred timeline now, one that has been preserved and protected since the day you were born. And the person your heart has longed for, the one who once walked away, is turning back, but not out of guilt, not out of confusion, but because truth is calling them home. They're no longer running. They're being drawn, magnetized by the frequency of your healing. You see, child, your wholeness is what is calling them back. Not your pain, not your desperation. Your growth has become the trumpet sound in the spirit realm, and those who are aligned with you can no longer deny it. You were never the one chasing. You were the one holding the light. And now the ones who once turned away from it are returning because they've realized the darkness never loved them back. You were always the sanctuary. You were always the safe place. But I had to take you through solitude to strengthen your soul so that when they returned, you wouldn't break under the weight of their process. Because healing isn't beautiful. It's messy. It's tears at midnight. It's apologies that tremble in the mouth. It's confessions wrapped in shame. And you, my beloved, have the capacity to hold space for all of that now. Not because you're desperate for love, but because you've become a vessel for divine love. A love that heals. A love that confronts. A love that refuses to leave someone in their brokenness, but also refuses to be dragged into it. This love that's coming, it won't feel like a spark. It will feel like a sunrise. Gentle, steady, inevitable. And when it comes, the entire universe will align. Time will slow. Signs will accelerate. Your body will know. And I will whisper, this is it. This is the one who finally heard you in the silence. You thought you had to be perfect to be worthy. But child, your worth has never been in question. It was established before your first breath, sealed in light, written in heaven's script. And now, that truth is rising in you like a wave. You don't need to perform. You don't need to prove. You only need to be. And in your being, the right doors will open. In your stillness, the right people will arrive. This next season is not about force. It's about flow. You are being called into softness, not weakness, but divine softness, the kind that bends storms and reshapes stone. The kind that disarms false love and welcomes sacred connection. You'll begin to notice it soon. The dreams that feel too real. The coincidences that align too perfectly. The way your name lingers in someone else's prayer. These aren't imaginations. They're signals. The universe isn't teasing you. It's informing you. You're close now, so close. And when it comes, this blessing, this person, this calling, it will fit you like breath. You won't have to chase it. You won't have to earn it. You'll just open your hands and it will land. Because that's how divinity works. Quietly, gently, powerfully, in ways that shake you not with fear, but with recognition. You'll say, "Oh, it was always you," and heaven will whisper back, "Yes, and it was always you too." There comes a time when the soul refuses to be quiet any longer, and that time is now. The silent war you've been fighting behind closed doors, the sleepless nights, the heaviness that no one else could see, it has not gone unnoticed. The divine has seen every tear, every prayer, every moment you wanted to give up but didn't. And now, the response is being released. What is coming is not just a blessing. It is justice wrapped in divine timing. You see, your energy was never ordinary. Your light was never meant to blend in. And because of that, you became a target, not for destruction, but for distraction. Someone tried to throw you off your path by imitating your essence, by disturbing your atmosphere, by planting seeds of confusion. But the truth is, what you carry cannot be copied. What you radiate cannot be forged. You are an original work of spiritual art, crafted by the Creator for such a time as this. And that's why the enemy came so hard. But what they didn't expect was your spirit's endurance. What they didn't see was the army of angels encamped around you, waiting for your spirit to rise. And now it has. Your silence has become your sword. Your peace has become your power. And your next chapter is not just restoration, it's revelation. Watch as those who misunderstood you now witness the glow-up heaven had planned all along. No more hiding. No more holding back. You are the message now. You are the miracle. And nothing will be the same again.